What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, Beasky ASMR, and we are back today with my second video. It's actually the same day from the last video. I made that at like 1 o'clock. And today I just decided to wake up and continue that same motivation to make the second video. So, yeah, we're here. Today I just wanted to do 20 lessons that I've learned by the age of 20 video. So, I know I'm not too old. I just turned 20 16 days ago, July 31st. But, I don't really define maturity by age. I feel like you can be young and mature. I feel like it's really just about the experiences that you've been through that make you mature. So, yeah, these are just some things that I picked up on the way to me being 20. So, just wanted to share some with y'all. So, to begin, we got number one. One of the most important ones, in my opinion: learn how to forgive. I feel like learning how to forgive is very important because a lot of people hold on to grudges. Grudges is a big part of life. I feel like a lot of people, they get hurt, they get their feelings hurt, they get sad, angry, mad, and they just hold on to the anger, that pain, for not forever, but for a long period of time. And I feel like when you allow that anger to hold that weight over you for so long, and at the end of the day, it really only hurts yourself, because we as humans, we make mistakes. I think that's very important to realize. Everyone's not perfect. We make mistakes. People are not going to always show up for you the way you want them to. People are not always going to do the things you want them to do 100% of the time. So it's important to know that, so you can forgive them and understand that, it might not have been their intention to hurt your feelings, but it happened, but it might not have been their intention. So, you learn to forgive but not forget. But forgiveness is also very important, because once you learn how to forgive, and once you start forgiving people, it kind of takes that weight off your shoulders of all that anger, that pain that you just carry because you're so angry that happened to you. So, yeah, I feel like learning how to forgive is very important. With number two, we have be kind to yourself. I feel like this is another important one, as a lot of people aren't kind to themselves. A lot of people are very rude, very mean, very nasty, because your mind is constantly working, your thoughts are constantly active. You think a lot, you think all day until you go to sleep. The only time you're not thinking is when you're sleeping, really. So if the whole day you're thinking, and 90% of the day you're thinking negative thoughts, thinking about how you don't like your nose, you don't like your lips, you don't like your eyes, and you're just feeding yourself with these negative thoughts, I believe the more you are what you think, really. You are what you feed your mind. So if all you're feeding yourself is negativity, then you're gonna spew negativity. When you look in the mirror, instead of just thinking negativity, thinking about how, you don't like your lips, you don't like your nose, think about the things that you do like, instead of just focusing on the negative 90% of the time, 100% of the time. Maybe 30% of the time, or 50. Think about the positives. Think about how you like your eyebrows, how you like your jawline, your hair. Think about the positive that you do like, instead of just feeding your mind with negativity. And I promise you, if you start doing that, you might start having a little more positive outlook on life instead of all negativity, because that's all you feed yourself. And we got number three. On to the next one. We got discipline. And I feel like discipline must outweigh your motivation, and I feel like that's very true, because discipline is a thing that carries you over when motivation runs out. Because you can be motivated one day. I think we've all had those moments where it's 2 a.m., 1 a.m., and you get an idea, and you're just really motivated about the idea, and you act on that motivation. And maybe the next day you do something about it. You take initiative with that idea, right? And then the week goes by, and that motivation is gone. You don't really feel like doing that thing anymore, because you're not as motivated as you were at 1 a.m. a week ago. But that's where discipline kicks in. That's where you knowing what you need to do, even you doing what you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. That's discipline. And that's what I feel like separates the normal from the great, the good from the great. Discipline. If you have discipline, if you don't have discipline, you don't have anything, truly. Because without discipline, there's no millionaires, there's no billionaires, there's no trillionaires. I don't there's a trillionaire yet, but with discipline, there can be one. You know what I'm saying? Like, discipline is everything. So I feel like you need to be disciplined in life in all aspects. Like, it's hard, but it's doable because there's walking proof. There's millionaires, there's billionaires. So number 3, we have choose your own regrets. Choose your own regrets. Choose your own regrets. I got this from a podcast on YouTube. His name is Chris Williamson. He's a great YouTuber. He talks about a lot of great things in terms of like self-help, self-advancement, self-motivation, discipline, things like that. So I would go check him out if you are interested in those types of things. He's a really great podcaster. But in one of the podcasts I watched yesterday, he talked about how you have to choose your own regrets because, you know, in life, every day we have a decision to wake up and do. You can either wake up and make something of your day or wake up and not make something of your day. And that itself is you choosing a regret. If you wake up and you decide to just not do something today, not do what you told yourself you were gonna do. Let me not say that because some days, rest days are needed. You know, we're not robots. You know, you don't have to wake up. I'm not a fan of the hustle culture. You work all day. You gotta work 23 hours out of the day. Come home, sleep an hour, get back up, work. That's not how life should work because we're not slaves. But on the days where you do need to get things done, because yeah, there's a time and place for everything. On the days where things need to get done, you could wake up that day and decide to stay in bed all day and not do what you needed to do, and that's a regret because when you think about it, in terms of like you had things that you needed to do and you didn't do them. So when you think about why the things didn't get done, you're gonna regret staying in bed all day. Or on the inverse, you could wake up and do what you need to do. And when you think about it, you did what you needed to do. So you don't regret. You know, you don't regret staying in the bed. You have to choose your own regrets. Or, you know, another option, you do what you need to do. And, you know, after you're very tired and you're like, man, I probably should have stayed in bed, or I could have stayed in bed, but you didn't. You decided to do what you needed to do. So you still did what needed to be did, but even so, that regret still could be there. But you've accomplished something. You've accomplished your goal. So the regret's still there, but you did what you needed to do. So that's where the choose your own regrets. Either it's a good regret or it's a bad regret. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta choose your own regrets. So every day we have a choice, and the choice is yours what to do with your day. And moving on to number 4, we have learn to control your emotions. Learn to control your emotions. I feel like this is a very important thing because I feel like a lot of people don't have conflict resolution. A lot of people don't know how to control their emotions truly. Because when you learn how to control your emotions, I feel like you become the best version of yourself. When you allow yourself to not be affected by other outlying things, like someone saying a rude comment to you, when you just brush it off and realize that, you know, that's not true. You just learn how to control yourself. You don't react on emotion. You react on what you know is true. You react on facts. You react on reality, the truth. If you learn how to control that, I believe you can become the greatest. You're unlocking your potential, you know. Because again, a lot of people don't have conflict resolution. I feel like that's why we have so many bad things going on in today's world. A lot of war, a lot of killings, a lot of fights, a lot of arguments. People don't know how to just calm down and just be level-headed with people. You know, people like to yell, people like to scream, people like to name call. But to each his own. To each his own, my brothers and sisters. To each his own. But moving on to number 5. Don't take things personal. I feel like this ties back to learn how to control your own emotions. But yeah, not taking things personal is very important as well, because let's say you're walking down the street, right? This is an example in the book I recommended yesterday, right? You're walking down the street. A random stranger you've never spoken to before just randomly walks up to you and says, "You're ugly." You know, so if you truly feel like you're ugly, if you feel some truth in that statement that stranger said, you're gonna react emotionally. You're gonna react as in like, hey, you know, you're gonna confront that person, and maybe it can escalate to something serious. But if you don't take it personal and understand that that person probably just has some things going on in their life, in their day-to-day life, that they just needed to let go of the anger. You don't take it personal. You understand that, I'm not ugly. That person just has some things going on, and you just keep pushing on with your day. You don't allow it to affect you. You don't take what that person said personal. You just keep it pushing. And I feel like that's very important because, again, a lot of people take things very personal. We also have to understand that not everybody operates on our wavelength. Again, as in the first example, people have their own lives. The word Sonder, everyone has their own things going on. We all, someone's not going to be able to show up for you every time, and it's okay. Don't take it personal. Just because someone doesn't do what you wanted them to do doesn't mean that they hate you or that they respect you less. Now, sometimes that is the case. That is the case, and you can act accordingly when that's the case. But if it's not the case, don't take it personal. Just accept things for what they are and just keep it pushing. I feel like you have a way better. Your life will move more smoothly. You won't be so caught up on like, oh my God, why didn't she come to my birthday dinner? Oh my God, why didn't he like my picture on Instagram? Why didn't they repost my? Don't take it personal. Just understand that people have other things going on in their life, and sometimes they're just not thinking about you, and it's okay because we all have things going on. So just don't take things personal. Number 6. Damn, it's already 12 minutes into the video. We got number 6. Be present. Be present. Be present. Be present. Be present. Be present. I feel like that's very important because being present in life is something a lot of people don't do. You'll have people go on vacations. They'll go to these very expensive trips out of the country or even in the country, and they take the things from home and bring it into the country or the vacation with them. People will be thinking about, oh, I didn't finish that email, that project that they didn't get done, and it kind of clouds and fogs your brain and doesn't allow you to be present in the moment. I feel like in life, a lot of the times, we as people have to just view what is in front of us and not what is not around us. Control what you can control, and that's truly the name of the game. Control what you can control. Be present in the moment as well. Say you're at Mount Everest looking at the most beautiful scenery ever, but you're thinking about how you got a 94 on a test on your quiz. So like, you see how you're not just being in the moment. You're thinking about your mind is elsewhere when you're elsewhere. You see what I'm saying? So just be present. Again, it'll just allow you to just soak in and enjoy life 100 times more if you just take what's in front of you, see what's in front of you, and not what's behind you, not what's at home, not what's at work. Just be present in the moment. It can be for 30 seconds a day. It doesn't have to be 100% of the time because sometimes you do have to worry about things, but just be present in the moment. We got number 7. Smile, 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 smile. Everybody, if you're watching this video, give me a big. That's a thumbnail. Wait, one more time. Thumbnail. Smile. Smile, smile, smile. Smiling is very important. I feel like smiling keeps you young. Laughing keeps you young. If you ask any elderly person, they'll tell you laughing keeps you young because truly, laughing, if you're not laughing at least once a day, if you're not smiling at least once a day, I feel like you should try to, think about your environment, think about why you're not smiling, and then try to implement ways in your lifestyle, in your day-to-day life to where you can be smiling. And if it's the people around you, surround yourself with people who make you smile. Surround yourself with things that make you smile, that make you laugh. Smiling is important, guys. Remember to smile. Then we have number 8. Take pictures. I feel like taking pictures is very, very important. It's one thing that I used to not do a lot. I used to never like to take pictures for the memories. I just didn't like posing in front of a camera. But as I've gotten older and I've matured, I've realized that pictures are very important because it's like being in the moment. It allows you to capture the moment. It allows you to remember the moment. You can look back on that trip you took to Miami, spring break 2020 with the girls, and just reflect on memories from that moment, that trip. So take pictures, take pictures with your family, with your loved ones, with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your dogs, your cats, your brothers, your sisters. Take pictures, make memories. You don't want to be 80 years old and whenever people ask you what your life was like, what you used to look like, what did you used to do, you don't have anything to show for it. So, especially in the world of today where technology is so big, utilize it. We got number 9. Don't let the opinions of others deter you from your ambitions. And I feel like that's a very important one, ladies and gentlemen, because a lot of the times we as people, me myself included, I explained it in my other video, but we allow others' opinions to stop us from doing what we really want to do in life, and that itself is not good, because when you allow people's opinions to stop you from doing what you truly want to do, you give them a certain level of control over your life. You give them power over yourself, and that's not what we want, because it's our life. You gotta live for you. It's your life, not theirs, not the next person, not your mom, not your dad. It's good to hear input, but at the end of the day, if it's something you truly want to do what you want to do. It's your life. Now, if your friends or your mom is telling you, if you're smoking crack and your friend's mom telling you not to smoke crack, don't smoke crack. Just listen to that opinion. But if it's something that is positive and you feel like you really want to do it, and the people around you, or you feel like the people's opinions around you are stopping you, cut it out, shut it out, remove the triggers. Even if you have to, even close your eyes. So just know that we cannot let people's opinions stop us from being who we truly want to be or doing what we truly want to do. So moving on to number 10, we have that difficult conversation. I feel like that one's gonna shake a lot of people to their core, but it's true. And I feel like I really don't have to explain too much about that one. Just whoever felt that, just have that conversation, whether it be with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your boss, a peer, a colleague. Have that conversation that you've been wanting to have. And difficult conversations are difficult for a reason, but they also come with great benefits. You reap what you sow. So at the end of the day, if you have that conversation, you never know what great benefit can come out of it. And if it's not a positive benefit, if it's negative, you say maybe you lose a friend, maybe it's for the better, because again, difficult conversations are meant to be had. They're difficult for a reason, but they come with good things. They give you insight. So have that conversation. And number 11, you can overcome anything, as the hardest thing you've been through has already passed. And I feel like that's again another powerful message, because a lot of people, they get stuck in this mindset that they can't do something because it's too hard, or as like it's just too much work, too much stress. They feel very stuck, very complacent. And I feel like with that being said, it's very understandable, because stress and factors in life can very much make you feel stuck. But think about the hardest thing you've ever had to deal with in your life. You've already went through it, you've learned from it, and now you're here. So that itself should be enough, a testimony to the fact that you can do it. It should give you the confidence to know that you can do whatever you put your mind to. You can overcome any trials and tribulations, any hardships, any heartbreakups, any deaths, anything that's just weighing on you, that's giving you a hard time. You can do it because you've already done it before. So with that being said, the next, number 12, understand that success comes when you do things that most people don't want to do. And I feel like with that being said, it's pretty self-explanatory as well. If, let's say, for an example, if you want to run a 10K mile, if you want to run a 10K mile, the average person is not running a 10K mile. I can't even run a 10K mile, and I cannot lie, I cannot run a 10K mile. But if that's what you want to do, you have to put in the work to separate yourself from the average, to separate yourself from the person who says it. You have to be the person who does it. There's a quote by, I believe it's Denzel Washington, and it says, to get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. And that's true. If you want to become a 10K, if you want to run a 10K mile, 10K marathon, you have to train like you want to run a 10K marathon. You have to do something that most people aren't willing to do. Most people will say they want to do it, but are they really going to go get up and do it? No, but if you want to, if that's really what is resonating in your heart and what you want to do with your life, you have to do it. You have to be different from the average. You have to stand out. You have to separate yourself from the norm. And with that being said, we're gonna go on to number 13. It kind of ties into number 12, but again, it's like the Denzel Washington quote: "If you want something to happen, you have to make it happen." And just adding on to that, like it's like you can say you want something, and you can say you want something for so bad, but at the end of the day, if you're not putting the work in for it to get what you want, it's not gonna happen. Like a lot of people wait on things. A lot of people just wait for the opportunity or wait for someone to come save us. And that's the truth of the matter. Like, no one's gonna save you. You have to save yourself in this world. You have to do. If you want something to happen, you have to make it happen. No one's gonna come give you $10,000, $1,000,000 just because you want to be a millionaire. You have to go make yourself a millionaire. And with that being said, we're gonna move on to number 14. We control our reality. We control our reality. We control our reality. We control. I'm gonna give y'all a hair trigger. We control our reality. We control our reality. And I feel like that's very important too, because yeah, whatever you want to happen in this life, we have free will. We have free reign. We can do anything we want. We can do anything we put our minds to. So if you want to go to space, you can go to school, you can study, you can go to NASA, you can put the work in to become an astronaut to one day go to space. It just has to be done. It has to be work attributed to the goal. A goal without work is just a dream. So remember that we control our reality, brothers and sisters. You control your destiny. Number 15. When you're fearful of something, that's the best time to do. And I feel like this can be attributed to what I was saying about ASMR in my first video. I held back on it for a long time because I was just fearful of what people would think, what I would look like, what it would make me feel like, I guess, just allowing my fear to keep me complacent. But I feel like now actually doing instead of just, not doing, I feel like when you're fearful, that's the best time to do, because first it helps you conquer that fear, helps you build that confidence to know that you can do. And I feel like life is a domino effect. Once you do something one time, then you can do it again, and then you do it again, just at a greater scale. So who knows what the next thing I can be. I think the next thing I want to do, one of my fears, I really don't like roller coasters. Like if you live in Texas, Six Flags has it's called the Titan. It's like a roller coaster that's 16 stories high. I've never been on it in my life, and I swore up and down that I would never get on that shit. And I still swear to it, but as I'm growing and I'm maturing, I feel like I need to just face my fear. So one of these days, I'm just gonna say fuck it and do it. Because again, when you're fearful, the best time to do something is when you're fearful. So number 16, we are responsible for ourselves. You are responsible for yourself. You are responsible for yourself. And I feel like this is a tricky one because I know a lot of us have a lot of things on our plate. We have other people we're responsible for. Some of us have kids, some of us have siblings, we're caretakers. And that is very true. But at the end of the day, when the day ends, when the lights are all off, when you lay down, it's you in your mind. It's not you and your little brother. It's not you and your kid. It's not you and your grandpa, grandma. It's you by yourself. You can only do so much for other people. You have to take care of yourselves. You have to take responsibility for yourself. You can't care about someone more than you care about yourself. Because if that's the case, it's like you can't love someone until you love yourself. You can't give someone true love unless you love yourself. You are responsible for yourself. You have to take responsibility for your actions, for your dreams, for your goals, for your aspirations. Take responsibility for everything revolving you. Number 17. This is a big one right here. I feel like I should have put this a little higher. But again, these are in no order. These are all just lessons. But number 17, be vulnerable. Being vulnerable is something I feel like a lot of people, but men especially, struggle with because, society makes it out to be like if a man is vulnerable, if he expresses his feelings, he's viewed as weak or less than or like soft. But, that's not right because it's okay. You're a human, bro. Bro, as in, bro is gender neutral. Bro, women, men, non-binary, transgender, bro, y'all are all the bros. We support everybody. But yeah, we're human. We're all human. We all feel emotion. We all experience anger, sadness, jealousy, envy. It's okay. It's okay. It is okay. And it's more okay to talk about it. It should be widely accepted to be vulnerable. It's okay to cry, bro. It's okay to cry. If you've had a long day, it's okay to just lay the fuck down, cry, let it out. You might feel better after. Because if you bottle up all the emotions that you feel, all the anger, all the sadness, all the anxiety, one day you're gonna snap. It's inevitable. You're gonna snap one day, and you might end up hurting yourself or someone else, and we don't want that. I want to see all my brothers and sisters thriving, surviving. So remember to be vulnerable with anyone. Number 18, set boundaries. Set boundaries, set boundaries, set boundaries, set boundaries. Boundaries are very important because it's basically like a wall. Think about it. A wall. It allows people, it gives you, it's you letting people know that you cannot do this to me. I will not tolerate this from you. And that's okay because we all have wants and needs. We all have levels of respect. We all have different tolerations for things. And a boundary is just you telling people that you're not going to tolerate certain actions. And if someone makes you feel less than for putting up a respectable boundary, then I feel like that's very telling of that person. And I feel like you know what you should do with that person. And if someone doesn't respect your boundaries, again, you know what you should do with that person. You should probably remove yourself from that person because a real friend, a real colleague, a real peer would respect your boundaries and act accordingly to your boundaries. So remember to set boundaries, people, because sometimes people be overstepping. They be doing a little too much. So again, like I said, boundaries is just the wall. It's okay to set a boundary. And number 19, stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. This is a very important one because I feel like a lot of people in today's world allow themselves to just be run over. Allow themselves to just be like a rag doll. And I'm not telling everyone to go, like if you're getting bullied or someone's just, not being the nicest person to you, I'm not telling you to just go beat the fuck out of them. I'm not saying that. Violence is not always the answer. But you just can't allow yourself to be disrespected. You could be vocal about how you feel. You could be vulnerable. Again, 17, you see how this connects. You be vulnerable. You tell them. You let them know that, I don't appreciate the way that you're, I don't appreciate the way that you're talking to me. I don't appreciate it. And, you just set that boundary. Again, letting someone know. Standing up for yourself. Setting a boundary is really standing up for yourself. You're telling that person that you don't appreciate the way that you're not tolerating that behavior. So remember to stand up for yourself because you're the only person who can advocate for yourself. Sometimes there'll be people there to save you or help you out, but people are not always going to be what's going to happen when it's just you and another person disrespecting you. So remember to stand up for yourself, guys. Number 20, prioritize rest. Prioritize rest. I feel like this is another important one. A lot of people don't do this. I'm not a fan of the hustle culture that is of today's world, or people are like, you gotta work 20 hours out of the day, sleep for 2, and then do whatever the fuck else for 2 more hours. We're not slaves. We're not human. We're not robots. Rest is important. Sleep is very important, especially if you're into fitness. If you care about your well-being, you need to rest. It's okay to rest. Prioritize resting. It could even be 30 minutes out of the day. Just give yourself a mental break. Give your mind some time to relax because, again, our mind is at work 24 hours out of the day. Even when you're sleeping, your mind works. But we're sleeping, so we really don't know. That's the only time we get breaks. So again, it doesn't even have to be a nap, but just give yourself a mental break. Rest. Do something that takes your mind away from the stress. Go read a book, maybe watch some ASMR, listen to some music, just rest, relax, smoke some weed, shit, if that's what you gotta do. And that was 20, but I just added one more for y'all just because I love y'all. I know it's not too many of us yet, but I love y'all, so one more for y'all. Hopefully, if anyone made it to the end of this 30-minute video, we'll see. But the last one being number 21. Remember to show gratitude, guys. Gratitude is very an underappreciated trait that a lot of people don't do. Gratitude can go a very long way, as it can, you showing gratitude to someone can really brighten their day. Someone can be going through the worst times of their life, and you just telling someone thank you for something that they did, or just acknowledging them, their existence, giving them a nice compliment can really just brighten their day and maybe their week, maybe their month. You might just save someone's life by giving them gratitude. You never know how far gratitude will go, truly. Tell your parents that you love them. Tell your friends that you love them. Give people hugs. And that's one thing that I'm trying to work on as well, gratitude. Because again, a little gratitude can go a long way. And yeah, that's really all I had for y'all today. Hopefully there was some good food for thought. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if you made it to the end of this video, again, I really appreciate the support. I plan on making another video tomorrow, so just gotta keep being consistent and keep trying to face my fears every day, become a better person. So I appreciate you if you made it to the end of this video. I will see y'all in the next one. Y'all have a good day. Remember to take care of yourself. Be present. Remember to prioritize rest. Be kind to yourself and learn how to forgive. And last but not least,